Great day, welcome to youbfit quick tip. Today's youbfit quick tip, a good one, y'all. We talking about tricks. The trick of the day is don't be getting tricked into the bread that you're eating thinking is healthy. Man, there's so many tricks out here, so we're gonna talk about one. It might seem like you touted everything you look at now, whole grain this, whole grain that, it's healthy, and it's the latest marketing trick, y'all. And here's why. Because this is what manufacturers are doing now. They're saying everything's whole grains, and then one of the healthiest ingredients you can eat is whole grains. But what you're seeing it more and more foods, but it doesn't mean they're all going to be created equal. Focus, man. You got to look at your ingredients. Because what they do now is the marketing says, you know what, they're going to present everything as truth, but it's not really truth. So let's unfold this a little bit and get through this mess. First, you got to think about and understand what exactly whole grains are. Think about it, and this is how they work. If you look at whole grains, that means that it still has everything intact that was put there. So it has an outer element, which is a shell that contains fiber, vitamin B. It has the germs. The germ has photochemicals, vitamin B, and the endosperm. What a name. But that contains the carbohydrates and the proteins. So there's what's in your bread. Here's the key, though, that not all bread's the same. If it's refined, that means it's stripped away of all the bran, all the germ, and it just leaves you with empty calories. So instead, you got to focus on what it says. Make sure that your whole grain means everything's intact. That means you have the fiber, you have the micronutrients, and it's going to protect you against disease. If it is whole grains, it's going to be healthy, and it's going to be absorbed in your body a lot easier and a lot safer than bleached flour or, all kinds of mess. Whole grains keeps the insulin, keeps your glucose, keeps you fuller, and slows down the digestion. If you go for the other stuff, here's the key. You got to make sure that you're receiving healthy dietary benefits from whole grains and wheat. The label has to read, y'all, 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. Everything else means it's made of less beneficial ingredients, enriched flour. You might as well say, I call it Wonder Bread. Y'all eating Wonder Bread, y'all, if you eating the whole wheat bread. Make sure it says 100%. It has to say 100%. Somebody showed me something the other day and gives me the ingredients. I look at the back, and here was a trick. I look at it, I was like, okay, because it said 100%. No, I'm sorry. It said whole wheat, but it didn't say 100% whole wheat. It just said whole wheat. I'm like, okay. Then right after it, guess what it said? It said enriched bread. It said enriched. So the first thing it said was whole wheat, and then the next ingredient, all of a sudden it said enriched whole wheat. I said, oh, that's a trick, y'all. That's a trick. You got to look at your labels because they're trying to get smart. People look at the label, they look at it real fast, and they see the first thing it says whole wheat. It's okay, that's good, but then they don't look at the whole thing. You got to look at the whole ingredient label. Remember, it goes by order of preference. What is the most? What it has the most of is what it starts with. Look at the ingredients and walk through it. If it says enriched anywhere, remember, just think of Wonder Bread. You remember Wonder Bread back in the day? There was no benefit whatsoever, but that's all we had. But now we have choices. So make sure that you get your bread that says 100% whole wheat. It's got to say 100, y'all. It's got to say 100. Don't get all caught up with the multi-grain and all that stuff. There's a lot of trickery, y'all. Make sure it says 100%. Remember, you also got to make sure that you avoid all the added sugars, fructose, corn syrup, honey, all kinds of other sweeteners. You want to just try to get your bread as hearty as it can be so your body gets the ability to absorb it and you enjoy it instead of getting all this other mess. So focus on what you're doing. Bread is good. Don't get carried away with it. But remember, you make sure it's 100% whole. Hope that made sense. Man, I know it made sense because it made sense to me. I'm sure it makes sense to you. Look, I just want you to eat clean. I want you to eat healthy. I want you to eat smart. I want you to look at your labels. I want you to be wise. And I want you to be able to feed your family the same way because they're looking at what you're doing. If you're eating healthy, then you know what? Maybe your family do the same thing. At least when they leave the house, they still got the value system in place that they need to start eating healthy. But you got to start first. Make sense? Absolutely. Have a great day and you be fit.